What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. A while back, we ranked the unmasked versions of every single Jason in the Friday the 13th franchise. And looking back, for some reason, we never actually ranked the overall look of every Jason. We know from toes to the top of their heads, including the hockey mask. So not the undermask, but the hockey mask. Which Jason looks the best? It's very subjective, and there are opinions all over the place, and I have a good feeling that you're going to hate my list. At least not my number one, but probably the rest of it you're probably going to disagree with, and I'm okay with that, all right? That's why I want you to make your list in the comments below. Which Jason is your favorite look? But we got 12 of these bad boys to rank. I'm not going to rank Baby J. You know, I'm not going to rank part 1 Jason. You know, this is adult Jasons. Although Tom Savini, do love the look of the OG Jason. But we're just going to go from part 2 all the way to the remake. And for Jason X, we're going to include both pre-Uber and Uber Jason. Let's start at the worst of the worst, in my humble opinion. Freddie versus Jason. That Jason, played by Ken Kersinger, has nothing to do with performance. Not basing any of this off performance. But I'm just not a fan of big jacket Jason. Very slow, the metallic looking head, the innocent eyeballs. I'm just not a big fan of that look overall. Very baggy, super Frankenstein looking. It doesn't feel like the badass Jason that I like to see. It just kind of looks like a bit of like a ragdoll. Raggedy Ann Jason is kind of how I see versus. Not a big fan of that look. Some looks with the jacket I can buy into, but it's got to be kind of tight. So it's got to be a badass looking, like he can still move, and it's not super slow and, you know, meticulous. But regardless, that is my lowest one, but there are some good things about it. I do like the hockey mask, you know, and I do, especially when the Freddy's claw marks are on there. I think that's a pretty cool look. But otherwise, not a big fan of the versus look. As for my number 11 pick, Jason Goes to Hell. You know, in the game, I love it. I think it looks super badass in the game. But in the movie, I don't know what it is. You know, Jason's a little poofy looking, and it being all gray like that looks a little weird, a little too much monochromatic look going on there. The hockey mask being shoved into the face on screen, it doesn't seem that cool, but like separate, like it seems like a cool idea separately though. Then I'm not originally for the movie, I'm not a big fan of the whole brain bubble boiling look we got going on. But like I said, in the game, I don't know why this is. I think it looks super badass, but in the movie, not so much. It has grown on me over the years. It definitely would have been my least favorite, you know, 5 years ago, but it's still pretty low on my list. I think it could have been a lot better. At number 10, pre-Uber Jason from Jason X. This look, there's two things I don't like about it. That's just two things. Everything else is okay. Not a big fan of the hockey mask. I know some people love it. I don't. You know, the flat nose thing and it being a completely different mask than it was before just kind of throws me for a loop a bit. But you know, I know some people like it. I'm not a fan of it. My least favorite part of it is that there's just really no makeup at all. It's pretty much just Kane's head. There's nothing incredibly unique going on with the back of the head, and there's a ton of hair, which felt kind of weird since we've always known Jason to be fairly bald or close to bald. So Jason X kind of takes that a bit of a different spin, and I don't like that so much. But the rest of the outfit, I like him rocking the chain thing, the lock around his neck, the whole movie with the chains loose around it, the shredded up clothes, things like that. All that looks pretty good, and I can't complain too much about how badass Jason looks in that movie, especially as you get to Uber Jason. Just the hockey mask and the overall hair he has throws me for a loop a bit, so I put it quite a bit lower on my list. Number 9, I'm putting it here. I am putting it in the ranking. I should have mentioned that, but here we are. Roy, Friday the 13th, Part 5. The thing is, it's very, very simple. It's just flat out bald Jason, nothing really to it. with a blue hockey mask, or with a hockey mask with blue chevrons, and then just coveralls. And I think my love of Halloween is why I don't put this last. It's very simple. I like that, and they seem to be pulling from Halloween, right? Rocking the blue coveralls and whatnot, taking advantage of the blue chevrons and otherwise a very white face. I appreciate that side of things, and I think it's pretty cool. But, you know, because it doesn't have a lot of things to point out that are really cool, it also doesn't have a lot of things to point out that are really bad. Some people don't like the blue. I thought it was a cool little change of things. And of course, the reason most people are probably complaining about me not putting it last is because it's not actually Jason. So my fault. I had to make a choice. I had to be like, do I rank it like it is Jason, or do I rank it not at all because it's not Jason? I decided I wanted to put it in here. I do like the look. I think Roy himself is pretty badass throughout the movie. So it makes the list, but it's not in the top half, okay? So you can't completely hate me for ranking it this way. At number 9, Part 8, Jason. If this was an unmasked ranking, you already know I'd put it right at the bottom. I did it before. I'll do it again. But I actually like the rest of the look of Jason when he has the hockey mask on. The overall wet, slimy look I think is cool, it being like an all-black attire with just molded up gray arms. I think all that looks really cool. I like the gloves he's rocking. And for some reason, I know a lot of people don't like it. I like that yellow, big-ass hockey mask. It's one of the favorites that I have in my collection. For some reason, it's really appealing to me. I don't know why. So despite this look being a little bit lower on my list, I still do really like it. And, you know, the unmasked version, it's always in the back of my mind, so it's hard to put him any higher because of that. But regardless, it's higher than probably most people have it. I like the hockey mask. I like the slimy look. Part 8 Jason, not that bad. Looks super badass in the video game for sure. I think I may have said my numbers wrong on some of the last ones, but really this is number 7. My fault on that. At number 7, Uber Jason. I mean, he's a complete badass, right? You gotta love it. The whole metal appeal, still trying to make the hockey mask work in this futuristic type of setting they're trying to pull off. He's just an all-around badass, and you gotta love that side of it. The red eyes, I really dig. You know, rebuild Jason's pretty cool. And the only reason I don't put any higher in that is because, of course, I prefer the OG look. I prefer retro hockey mask. But you can't deny how badass Uber Jason is. So I have him a little bit higher on the list for that reason. Just barely on that lower half of the list. But still, he looks great. Y'all know he does. And we all still pray to this day that he would have made it into the game. But, oh well. At number 6, Part 6 Jason. You know, there's not much to really complain about. It's funny because all these looks now, I think they're all great. Everything we're going on to now is awesome, and I'm very much satisfied. And if any future Friday the 13th movie were to rock these looks, you're not me complaining. Part 6 Jason takes advantage of the things around him, putting on the yellow gloves that Tommy Jarvis brings, taking the utility belt from the paintballer, you know, she's back in the kitchen where she belongs, paintballer. Taking advantage of the utility belt is cool, and I like that side of things. I think the hockey mask looks great, especially when it gets like the bullet hole in it and you got the ripped off jaw and things like that. That looks awesome. All around, I think it comes back to who's playing him as well. The fact that, you know, CJ Graham is playing him and is super shredded makes that look even better. It's pretty much very, very similar to 3 and 4, with just some minor add-ons to it that perhaps flaw it some, but still a great look nonetheless. At number 5, and I can already see that you're angry. I'm looking in the eyes and you look upset. The remake. I don't know what it is, man. I love the hockey mask. I actually love the under mask. I like how the whole layers of shirts he's got going on. I don't mind the jacket at all in this particular look. I like the sheath, which is also super cool looking, and the super long machete. I just all around like it. And again, I think it comes back to who's playing him. I think Derek Mears being a big, tough dude like he is, and mixing that with that look. I mean, that's one of the few Friday the 13th movies that I think Jason has the ability to be genuinely scary. And I think that goes for a lot of the ones that come in the top right here. They had the ability to be genuinely scary. So I like the remake look a lot. I still wish there would have been a sequel to the remake. So I'd be happy to see that look come back with Derek Mears taking the saddle again. But it probably will ultimately never happen. At number 4, Friday the 13th, Part 2. You know, the sackhead look, some people don't like it. We tend to prefer the hockey mask, and I get you. But I'm a huge fan of the Town That Dreaded Sundown, and seeing that look basically be replicated inside of a Friday the 13th movie, I can't complain about that at all. And having only one eye in the potato sack is great. It's simple. It's Jason just taking advantage of what he has. And, you know, Redneck Jay, I can't really complain about it. It's cool, and it's still very creepy. Again, the Town That Dreaded Sundown, don't forget it, because that movie is pretty fucking real and pretty creepy, so I like seeing it on Jason as well. At our number 3 spot, Friday the 13th, Part 3. There's not much to complain about at all. It's simple. You got the nice pants, the big dark boots, and of course just a simple green button-up shirt. But then, in this particular situation with Richard Brooker, one, being jacked. People forget about that. Richard Brooker was absolutely shredded when he played Jason in Part 3. But he also has a prosthetic on his shoulders to make his traps massive. So you have that hunchback look rocking on Jason. And then, of course, these very clean hockey mask that we see throughout most of the movie until we get to, like, the barn scene. But a super clean look that looks awesome. To this day, the clean mask is one of my favorites. And, you know, it was a winner. And there's a reason that the franchise went on to continue using the hockey mask throughout all of its sequels, and now is more recognizable than Mickey Mouse. Part 3 did that for us, so it definitely makes a top 3 for me. At number 2, Friday the 13th, Part 4. Pretty much the exact same thing as Part 3, but dirtied up a little bit. You take away the massive traps and the hunchback look, and then you have the bloody mask with the axe wound in it. I mean, it's just awesome. And then you combine it with the undermask. I understand that's not what we're ranking here, but you got that look too, which is incredible. It's hard to not say it's like the perfect looking Jason. I mean, Part 4 is awesome. And then not to mention Ted White, his body type and the way he moved made Jason that much scarier as well. All around, Part 4, definitely one of the best looks in the franchise. And that brings me to number 1. I'm pretty sure most of you guys knew this one was going to be there. Friday the 13th, Part 7. The biggest makeup-driven look to date. You have John Carl Buechler rocking his makeup background, and with all the prosthetics being combined with Part 7, on top of Kane Hodder. It's a look that is just so detailed and takes all the damage from the previous films and puts it into one look, and it's awesome. Not to mention the hockey mask still having the propeller damage from Part 6 and the axe wound. It's just all there. It's all there. And then you combine that with the undermask, which is also amazing. Again, not part of the ranking here, but it's also amazing. And you're seeing that the teeth and jaw throughout because of the hockey mask. It's an amazing look. Super cool. You know, you have the shot when he's coming out of the water. He's coming out of the lake, and we see his back, and you see the spine. I mean, that's awesome. And it's got to be number 1. I don't know what to tell you. It's got to be number 1. So that's exactly where I'm going to put it. But like I said, let me know your rankings in the comments below. I'm curious which Jason look is your favorite. Not which Jason's your favorite, but which look is your favorite. Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to wrap up this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.